Hello, my name is Naomi Colelay. I've lived on the White Mountain Apache Reservation all my life. I grew up here. As a child, I had both parents in the home. My mom was a very busy lady. I have 6 other siblings and she cared for us all. My dad worked a lot, and plus there was alcohol in the home from my dad. He was an alcoholic, but home life was good. I was molested at a young age. That kind of threw me way off track. My lifestyle, myself, my thoughts, my ways began to changed at that moment. I became very shy. I didn't really speak out much. I didn't do much also, but I stayed in school. My high school was when I started discovering alcohol and smoking marijuana. I was raped at the age of 17 and just ended up quitting school my senior year. I couldn't deal with all the mess that I was in already at that time. So I just quit school and just got more into alcohol. And that just became a part of my life. So when I was married, we also got into drug dealing. I lived that life for so many years. Through it all, there was a lot of lonely times. I even attempted suicide, feeling that I couldn't make my life work. I can't even make my marriage work. One day I was sitting at home and just feeling worthless and helpless. I didn't share much. I didn't have much friends that I could share what I was going through with. I always felt there was something missing in my life. I attempted suicide. I found my husband's pistol and put it to my head. And out of my wall, on my wall, there was a picture there. It just came floating down the wall and right to my feet. And it was a picture of my daughter when she was in Head Start. And I remember that day fixing her hair and we were having a good time. I just felt hopeless, nowhere to go. Still, I was running. I didn't know what else to do. But one day I found God. It's February 24 of 2007. I remember the day exactly. My son had a coach that was a Christian. That day also too, my husband got arrested. And the same feelings were back again. What do I do? Where do I go? And I called him up and, it's only God. There was ladies that were meeting for a Bible study. He invited them to my home, and that day was a turning point in my life. I totally surrendered everything to God and changed my life. From that day on, my husband also surrendered to God and changed his life. He's a God that does not lie. He will protect you through everything. I was one that would not recognize danger if I saw it. I would walk right into it. As a teenager, I remember we had made a run to the valley down in Phoenix for some marijuana. We were at apartment buildings, and there were some guys there who had a pistol. I walked right in and asked, have they used it before? The guys just stood there and watched me. I would do stupid things like that because I didn't have no guidance at that time in what was right nor wrong, because I wanted to be on my own at a young age. I would do things like that and not care. That's why I would leave my children and not even care who was watching them. We became a family that was so bound by drugs. We started dealing drugs. Ladies were coming by my home wanting to do something for me just to get coke. Guys coming by for my husband. It was just an ongoing day in and day out. But when I changed my life, I gave my life back to the Lord, I always prayed that God forgive me for ruining all those marriages out there, lives that were lost, people that I used to sell to, Lord, that things would change for them, make life better for them. I worked at the casino for many years, but through that I was praying, Lord, put me somewhere else. Put me in a place that I can do things for you. Put me to work. In January of 2008, he brought me to this ministry. It's a ministry now that I work in, the Living Hope Women's Centers. And God placed a woman in my path from that job who really helped me to realize from my childhood into my adulthood that I grew up with a lot of lies in my life. I grew up believing things that weren't even true. I prayed, Lord, take every junk from me. Take every junk in my heart, take it out, tear it out by the roots was my prayer. And sure enough, the Lord started working on me. Piece by piece, he started putting my heart back together. All that I have done, all that the shame and the guilt that I grew up with started to leave. And it was all by the help of coming to this ministry. And I'm very thankful today as I stand here that God has done so much work in me that now I know I am to go out and share this same help with you all. You may be bound by drugs, alcohol. You may be one that has lost your children to the system. You may be one that is sitting in jail, wondering what else to do next. Try God. He will never let you down. He won't leave you nor forsake you, the word tells you. You know, there's so many scriptures that I stand on, that I quote every day to help me to get through this. God is the way. There's nowhere else to turn.